NBA Straya, how are you going? How you going? I hope you're right. You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Thursday, October 31. All day. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, Halloween. I'll tell you what. Halloween, having lived in the States, it's like a thing, obviously. And then you move home and suddenly it's more of a thing over here. And you're like, this is a bit weird. But I'm all for it because it's just fun. Who cares? People who get bent out of shape about like, oh, I'm already ranting. Here we go. People who get bent out of shape. We haven't even started the show yet, Jim. Settle down. Just let the kids have fun. Like, come on. If it's weird teenagers being weird, get out of town. Anyway, this is NBA Straya, apparently. Or just Halloween Straya, why not? And I'm your host, James Clements. You can see me on the panel, the official NBL Supercoach show. You can see me on the AFL Today show. You can see me on NFL Straya and probably other things that I'm forgetting. Here in the James Clements Excellence in Podcasting Memorial Studios. Ironically, that wasn't very excellent. Here in the Sports Today studios. Big day today. We had 11 games. And I nailed the picks, just saying. We had Celtics and the Sixers being upset. The Clippers getting an upset. The Cavs ruining LeBron's return. Just crapping on Bronny. You love to see it. And Joey Muzz wants fighting back. Oh, that's pretty sick, bro. So we'll wrap all that up in the NBA Straya Game Wraps and all the news, all the good stuff there. We got That's Not a Knife, Old Man No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo, Ball. We got now's the Unpopular Opinion of the Day, and Outback Takehouse. We're serving up a flame grilled take. There is an Andrew Gaze Gray MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence, and a game preview for the 4 games tomorrow. There's a couple of crackers in there as well for your Friday, which will be pretty bloody good. So without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1144 of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek.
This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq Attack.
Well, you better watch out for the Kelsey attack because the Kelseys were voted the most handsome podcast hosts, and like, come on, I'm right here. Like, that's just rude. Like, their beards don't hold a bloody candle to this one. Like, you're taking the piss. And I mean, anyway, this is the Shaq Attack. So on top of that, we did have Shaq coming out and saying Kobe wasn't scared of anybody. Check out the latest episode of the Big Pod with Shaq. I feel like we're going to hit a tipping point with athlete podcasts, right? Where it's just like, Kobe wasn't afraid of anybody. No shit. It was Kobe. He was a lunatic. He wasn't afraid of it. Why is Shaq in 2024 being like, yeah, he wasn't afraid of anybody. Kobe wasn't afraid of anybody. Can we fire it up? Kobe wasn't afraid of anybody. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Oh, dude! Like, that was his entire fucking thing. He wasn't afraid of anybody or anything. In retrospect, maybe helicopters wasn't a great idea, but still, come on! What are you doing? Anyway, good start to the show. Let's start today's show outside of already 2 rants. We're just running with this today. The Daily Whip Round. Little bit of news. Joey Muzz wants fighting back in the NBA. Oh, Jason, I fucking love you, man, but I would love to see you just punch on with more dickheads. That'd be fucking sick, bro. You know, me and all my friends, we all always fucking punch on, man. It's like, what are you doing, dickhead? Bang! And then you fucking give that 1-2 Costa Zoo, bro. I'm in 2 minds about bringing back the Biff. Bring back the Biff. I'm sick of fucking fake fights. But at the same time, it's also fucking wildly dangerous when you've got extremely big athletic dudes punching on. Like, go back and just think about the Rudy Tomjanovich shit and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's not great. But by the same token, if Joey Muzz wants to do it, Who am I to argue? He's like, hey, it's fucking weird, man. They've legislated it out of all these fucking, like, leagues and shit, bro. Like, but you see sometimes in the NHL when they fucking punch, oh, man, people fucking get up and about. Yeah. They're also wearing pads. Like, and they're on ice, which is, cause they're all insane anyway. Like, if you're an NHL fan and you're an NHL player, like, you're already fucking certifiable, right? Like, that's how it goes. But I feel like we've seen Kung Fu Thon. We've seen, like, NBA fights have been piss weak for fucking years. And it's probably for the best. Like, every so often, though, I still kind of think the fucking scrums that tip off and, like, have, hold me back, and, like, a little bit of, like, a fucking, you go and say that to my face, and the dude's right here, and you're like, sir, he's saying it to your face. Do something. But it's been smart by David Stern and then Adam Silver to legislate it out of the game, I guess. But, you know, just every so often. And this is my long-held belief that every NBA player should get to fight one fan every athlete. This is like a one that I've had for AFL as well, right? Every athlete should get to fight one fan a year. That'll fucking, if you want people to stop heckling you on like Twitter and shit about gambling stuff or just talking shit, like just to be like, all right, pal, you and me after the game. And let's see what the fan does. You know? You going to talk shit then? I don't know. Let's just see what happens. The thing is, you only get to do it once because if you fight it, that's why you got to pick and choose. Like if someone's just, like if Russell Westbrook, he'd try to fight like 80 million fans all the fucking time, right? He's a nutbag. But he only gets to do it once and he doesn't get punished unless he kills a guy. Because just imagine that. You've already used your fight. Then it's fucking free-for-all on you, right? So you've got to be pretty judicious about how you do it. You've either got to like just fight and just beat the absolute shit out of some dude or like humiliate them or like pants them or something, just very funny. And then no one wants to fuck with you ever again. You're like, oh yeah, when's his year up? Fuck. But I still think that can actually be sorted. You know, just ideas. Anyway, other news, Scotty Barnes, Scoob. This one sucks if you're a Raptors fan, or does it, Jim? Scotty Barnes is out for at least 3 weeks with an right orbital fracture. All right. So I think we're getting, how many have we counted already this season, producer Gerald, of like things I do not fuck with? It's like back injuries. It's like soft tissue injury. Right orbital, like facial fractures in basketball. I'm like, no, thank you, sir. I'm out. Like, you know how many fucking wild arms and shit fly around during a basketball game? And if you get like a busted fucking cheekbone, a jaw, anything like that, I'm like, no, just fucking nope. Absolutely nope. We'll talk about it again in Yanaz very briefly, but I mean, like the Raptors aren't going to be that concerned, are they? It's like, all right, here you go, Emmanuel, quickly, off you go. And speaking of other injuries, Lonzo Ball. We got further, well, I want to say further clarity, but it's actually not further clarity. Oh yeah, Lonzo's right wrist sprain is between a grade 1 and a grade 2. Then what the fuck is the point of grade 1 and grade 2 if it's in between the fucking things? You know how dumb that sounds? What is grade 1? What is grade 2? It's a fucking sprain. Surely grade 2 should just be grade 3 at that point. And whatever the fuck this is just grade 2. Right? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when I read that shit. I'm like, in between a grade 1 and grade 2. There's not limited numbers. There's not limited grades on what you can fucking have in terms of injury. This is stupid. Anyway, good times, great memories. That just sucks for Lonzo, though. Dude just can't cop a fucking break, obviously. It's a sprain, not a break. Hey-oh. But still, you got to watch the YouTube for that one. Anyway, but that sort of sucks for Lonzo, doesn't it? Other little bits and bobs. I mean, that was kind of it in terms of the news today. We had Lonnie Walker is often signing in Europe. And you're like, that dude was good last year for the Nets. How does he not have an NBA contract? It's pretty gnarly. And the other one was that we had some, options exercise. So Dyson Daniels had his 4th year exercise as well, which means that the Hawks have got him on the cheap for at least that sort of extra year, which is cool. It just sort of sucks that he was injured and it was a right hip flexor, I believe. And I don't like hip flexor injury either because they just look fucked. I don't even know what a right hip flexor is. Again, not a medical doctor, but they're just fucked. Like you see them and it's like, that's just your entire half your body's bruised. It's like, yeah, it's a hip flexor. I'm like, nah. Nah, well, let's just call that you're fucked. That's probably easier. Hey, let's do some really quick game wraps from today. So this is what we're going to do. The Tuesday shows are going to be a little bit quicker. And when we have really big fucking days, like I don't want to hear me yell about like, here's 11 games all brought to you by Jim talking bang, bang, bang. We're going to talk about them all, bit of context, who did a little bit of good shit, and then we're just moving on, all right? So, let's fucking go. Game wraps, game wraps, game wraps, game wraps. Let's do it. Atlanta. Started off gangbangers and then gangbangers? Gangbusters. That was a Freudian slip. 133-120. They lose to Washington. Geez, Jim, that's a bit weird. Yeah, Kyle Kuzma didn't play, and the Wizards went, let's score 76 points in the second half. Atlanta didn't have Dyson Daniels and had no one to stop anybody. This was crazy. Bilal Coulibaly, he was awesome. He had 29. Trey had 35 and 15. Zachary Rissache, the number one pick, was really good. 21 and 17 for Jalen Johnson. But they couldn't fucking stop anybody on Washington. My name is Jonas Valanciunas. Like, he fucking ate it up. He had like 22, 8, and 6. Poole had 24 and 9. Everybody did a little bit of something. And I tipped Washington yesterday. And when they announced that Kyle Kuzma was out, I'm like, I'm going to let it ride. Like, I don't know if Kyle Kuzma impacts winning or covering as much as you might think. So here we are, especially with Atlanta missing a bunch of dudes already. That was kind of the thing. It was going to be like a bit of a tipping point, and I guess we got there. Atlanta are now 2-3. Not great. Dyson Daniels looks like the steal of the bloody off season, but they just need him healthy. Washington now 2-2. That's pretty good. Good on them. The Lakers stink. They did today in Cleveland, 134. The Cavaliers beat the Lakers 110. So LeBron comes home. They have a nice little sign on the thing. Welcome home, LeBron. And then to Bronny as well. Welcome back, Bronny. And like a picture of him as a kid holding up the 2016 NBA title. You're like, that's nice. It's also really fucking good psychological warfare, isn't it? It's like, hey, you remember how you guys live here and stuff and you're from here and used to play here and we love you, man. Fucking kill him. Like, that's how it goes, right? Like, just put them in like a happy little place. LeBron ends up with 26, 6, and 3. But this was an ass kicking. Like, Bronny hit his first bucket of his NBA career. Great. So now we can officially like lob into better than Bronny James, which we will be doing. But watching this, it felt like two teams on very different levels. And like the Lakers, they start 3-0. They lose that game the other day to the Suns. And the Cavs are just fucking good. Like really good. Like, we will take you out the fucking behind the woodshed, 2 fucking in the back of the neck kind of good. Like, holy shit. 134-110 is an ass kicking from pillar to post. Mobley started off slow. He had 2 fouls early. Didn't fucking matter. They were still kicking the shit out of him. He ends up with 25 and 5. Donnie Mitchell with 24. 20 and 17 for Go the Fro, Jared Allen. My sweet baby, Karis LeVert, crushing it with 16. And he's kind of like, they were talking about it on the broadcast as well. He's changed his shot just that little bit, and it looks that much fucking smoother, and he's been shooting the piss out of it too. 12 and 10 for Darius Rucker, Judy Garland. Like, that was awesome. What a great game by the Cavs. They're deep. They're talented. The Lakers just aren't. Like, the Lakers, 22 and 13 for AD. The 26 I mentioned for LeBron. If Austin Reeves doesn't kick some ass and take some names, it kind of feels like the Lakers are a bit fucked, right? Because they are. Question mark? Because, like, you've got D'Lo and Austin Reeves. D'Lo goes 2 of 7. Austin Reeves goes 2 of 6. I'm no math magician, but if your starting backcourt goes 4 of 13 in a game, you don't have much of a fucking shot. And here we are. They got their asses kicked. Anyway, Cleveland are now 5-0 and the best unbeaten team in the East, the only unbeaten team now. We'll get to that in a second. And Los Angeles dropped to 3-2. Boston, that's right. They were formerly unbeaten. Now they are beaten. 132-135. They lose in Indy in overtime. They were down 24. They made a game of it. Tatum hitting that massive 3 late. We're forcing OT, boys. And then Siakam, a massive 3. And I thought we were going to double overtime. I'd picked, obviously, Boston. I was feeling it. Sitting in here in the studio. Stats boys watching along. Producer Gerald's watching along. We're all fucking beside ourselves. This is awesome. And Siakam hit that 3. And then Halliburton inbounds the ball off the fucking, whose ass was it? It was someone. It was off Derek White. It was funny as, and the game was over. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the hell, man? Anyway, sucked in Boston. Like, dig yourself a hole. And, like, this is the thing. We're, like, one of NBA Straya's long-standing motifs, and this is what you get. Like, you go to that much basketball, watch that much basketball. Comebacks are fucking hard. And you put so much time and effort into them. Like, you have to get ahead. It's so hard to come all the way back, tie it, not actually take a fucking lead or something like that. It's so hard to get that lead and then keep that fucking lead. You've expended all that energy, and like by the time you get to an end of an overtime, Siakam's hitting a fucking three, and you're like, oh, come on, man. We're better than them. And here we are. Boston finally lose. 37 for Tatum, but he shot 5 of 18 from 3. He took 18 threes. That's absurd. Do you know how many threes that is? 18! It's a lot. Jesus. Thing is, Jaylen Brown had 25, 6, and 5, but went 1 of 11 from downtown. Again, I'm no math magician, but if your fucking superstars go 6 of 29 from downtown, that's fucked. That they've taken 29 threes. That's as much as an entire team's usually going to take. Like, well, in the olden days. Now we're just like, fuck it, we're taking 50. But it was bizarre, like especially early. Like, you're like, how did Boston get into this hole, Jim? Because Tatum fucking kept shooting threes and not hitting any of them, and so did his buddy Jaylen. Like, it was fucked. Anyway, Derek White had 23. He went 5 of 5 from downtown. He was the only one who could fucking hit him. Pritchard, 4 of 11 from downtown. He had 16. He was a fucking gun. I love it. But when you have that inefficiency sort of built in around Tatum and Brown, even though they both end up with pretty high scoring games, like, yeah, it's hard to sort of paper over the rest of the cracks, especially when Siakam, 29, 11, and 5, 30, 11, and 4 for Benny Mathurin. That was awesome. And 17 and 12 in the end for Halliburton. Very nice win for Indy, who desperately fucking needed it too. They're 2 and 3. Boston dropped to 4 and 1. Off we go. Toronto, 133. Charlotte, 138. Bang. They covered the line, did Toronto, because fucking... I was so angry at that as well. I was like looking at it. It was like they're up, 10 with not much time left, and then suddenly they're only up 3, and you're like, fuck you, Charlotte. God damn it. Anyway, 0 defense in this one. 31 for RJ, 30 for Grady Dick, and it wasn't all threes for BJ from Righteous Gemstones. He went 2 of 6 from downtown. 20 and 16 for Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl. Yeah, this is what Charlotte games are going to be like this year. I'm just saying. Overs. Just saying. LaMelo, 19 and 6, but Nick Richards, awesome. 24 and 14 for him with 4 blocks. 25 for Cody Martin. And here's a bit of an Outback Takehouse early on. I think Cody and Caleb Martin have Freaky Friday themselves and Morrised themselves. Now, you remember my vibes in the Mariah, how Markeith was the good one, and then suddenly, weirdly, Marcus was the good one, i.e., they kept fucking switching places. Cody and Caleb Martin might be the same. Caleb Martin's like, you know what, I don't like Philly. Do you want to, we'll just switch, Cody. And Cody's like, yeah, fuck it, I don't mind Philly. He goes to Philly, he's been shit, and Caleb Martin's out there now in Charlotte kicking ass. Go figure. Prove me wrong, Martin twins. Outside of this, Trey Man at 27 as well. He's crushing it. They hit 23 Charlotte to 9, and they only won by 5. Fucking hell. Toronto, 1 and 4. They are bad. BAD. And Charlotte at 2 and 2. Detroit basketball. The Tobias Harris Bowl. They beat Philly in Philly. 105-95 in the funniest game so far this season. Tobias Harris is getting booed by the Sixers fans, which I loved. It's like, boo that man. He's like, who? What? Do you want... Oh, hey, Philly, do you want me to drop 18 and 14? And they're like, no. And he's like, you got it, boss. Kicked their ass. It was amazing. He had fucking only 4 points in the first half or some shit and then ran over the top of him. Amazing gear. But the biggest problem here is the Sixers can't score if you're not named Tyrese Maxey. Like, Caleb Martin was shit. Oubre was shit. Maxey was good. Took him fucking a million shots to get to 32 points, but he got there. And Detroit took control of the second quarter and just never let go. Philly, just fucking without Embiid, without Paul George, punchless, hopeless. Kyle Lowry's old as fuck. Andre Drummond's still Andre Drummond. They're just a bit shit. And when I say a bit, I mean really shit until those 2 big names come back. Jared McCain was okay. It was nice to see him pop out there doing his TikTok dances. Look at me, I'm doing a TikTok. That's why you got to watch the YouTube, because that was sick. Caleb Martin, 2 of 10. See, that's Cody Martin shit, not Caleb. What are we doing here? Philly, they're getting investigated for that Joel Embiid shit. Could they also go, hey, NBA, can you also investigate whether or not we've got the right Martin? We traded for that one. Like, if we've got the shit one, something's going fucking wrong. Anyway, for Detroit, unbelievable gear. They went 15 of 36 from 3 compared to the 8 of 28. Tobias Harris, 18 and 14. I fucking love this. I was here for the booze. It's funny as shit. He's like, check this out, Philly. And they're like, where the fuck was that all the times we needed it? And he's like, fuck you, Tobias Harris out. Like, that is awesome. What a legend. 23 for Ivy, 22 and 7 for Cade. Jalen Duren fouled out in 11 minutes. Do you know how hard that is? That's ridiculous. That happened once last year to somebody as well. I think it was like James Wiseman. It's just absurd. He had like 0 points and 6 rebounds and 6 fouls. Anyway, Detroit, first win of the season. Boom against Philly. Hilarious vibes. They're 1-4. Philly dropped to 1-3. They're not very good. The Knicks beat Miami in Miami 116-107. Great Karl Anthony Towns game. Miami had control of this game, and the Knicks went, right, so Jimmy Butler's not going to hit any shots today. Sick. Let's win this game. Cat had a little mini run by himself, hit a 3, I think he had an and 1, then hit a 3. And you could sort of see like the light click. He's like, wait a minute. Fuck Bam Adebayo. And then went and kicked his ass. It was amazing to watch. Because an engaged Karl Anthony Towns is a fucking terrifying Karl Anthony Towns. The problem is it only happens like once every couple of, like he'll do it for a couple of weeks straight and you're like, you're the best player like ever. So, and then he just will not do it again. And then he'll get to the playoffs and he'll be a massive feline. And you're like, dude, you're fucked. But anyway, 44, 13, and 2 today. He was unfucking believable. But that was it. You watch him in the pick and pop with Jalen Brunson, you're like, that's why you trade for Karl Anthony Towns. It was incredible. Bam's just like, God damn it, I got to cover fucking shit. Ah, come on, fuck. That's why you get Cat. That was awesome. Like, Mikal Bridges was really good. Brunson was really good. Josh Hart's getting every fucking rebound. They're thin as shit, the Knicks. We know that. Doesn't matter when Karl Anthony Towns is fucking 44. Miami, flip side, he had 34 from Tyler, there goes my hero. He hit 8 of 14 from 3, and there was nothing else. It was like Jimmy Butler, 15, 4 and 4, little too late. Miami they are this is the team I keep warning you about, right? Like they have these moments where you're like, hey, we're good. And you're like, yeah. But, and like the but's a pretty big one because you've got Jovic, you're trying to develop him. You've got Butler, he's getting a bit on. Bam's good. Terry Rozier's Terry Rozier, he's going to shoot 5 of 14 fucking all the time. 2 of 10 for Jaime Jaquez. Like, your team shouldn't hang on Jaime Jaquez having a good game or not, and Miami do. That's just how it goes. It's a bit brutal. The Knicks now 2-2. Miami 2-2. The Knicks look way fucking better. And both these teams hit a shit ton of threes. 18 of 40, I think, for the Knicks, and it was like 17 of 42 or something for 17. Oh, 17. They both took 43s. There you go. 17 of 40 for Miami. And that was kind of like Duncan Robinson going 1 of 5. Deuce McBride, 2 of 5. And you're like, there's your differences right there. Duncan Robinson not turning into Duncan Robinson of last year. Orlando fell in Chicago, 99-102. This game was fucking awesome because this makes it back-to-back games that your Chicago Bulls have come back from 20-point deficits and won, which is fucking stupid. What are you doing, Chicago? Don't dig a hole, stupid. Dig up. What are you doing? And they're like, nah, Dale dug a hole. So, Josh Giddey, BT Dubs, fucking amazing. What an awesome game for him. 20, 11 and 4 or whatever it was. He was bloody good. He's going to pop up again later, obviously, in the Australian Player Watch, but crushed it. Hit 4 of 4 from 3. Hit 4 of 6 at the free throw line. Just did a little bit of something. And just gives them such a fun, different look. Levine didn't have a great shooting night. He had 11 and 10. Vooch had 18, 14 and 5. And Kobe, I think, had 21. But Orlando got 31, 7 and 4 at a Ballot. But Franz Wagner went absolutely MIA. Suggs, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. It's 17, 6, 5, 4, 2. Like, that's how the fucking baby counts. He's like, 1, 4, 7, 29. And you're like, close. That's fine. But Suggs also kind of knocked his knees as he was challenging a shot late on, and you're like, they're fucked if Jalen Suggs goes out. Johnny Isaac came back. He was okay. Missed a 3 late that would have really fucking helped. That's a classic Johnny Isaac experience. 14-7 for Wandell. And Orlando, you're like, oh, I tipped Chicago. I thought Orlando would win a close one. A couple of weird misses here and there and some free throw misses, and they fucked themselves. The weirdest part was Giddey hit some free throws at the end of this one. They're up 3. There is 0.01 on the clock. The commentators just lay down. Just don't foul. And just lay down on the court because they can't get a shot off in time. They can't catch and shoot. I think 0.1, there's just nothing you can basically do. And Paolo gets it in close to mid-court and hits the fucking 3. And he's like, it's still good. It's still good. It's like, you quite physically in 1 second catch the ball and shoot it. We've ascertained this. It's 0.04 of a second, right? 0.4 of a second. But wow, was it fucking close and it was awesome. Paolo, he's losing it. I'm like, fuck it, oh God, nah, he can't. It's not possible. Anyway, pretty gnarly. Orlando, they're going to have these growing pains games all season. But the thing is, they're 3-2. They'll be fine. Chicago's 3-2. And I'm like, oh, are they decent? I don't think so, but still. But Orlando, look, this is the thing. Because they don't have a point guard properly, Suggs is fine. KCP's doing his thing. It's hard for them if Franz is not playing awesome to really get over the hump. But anyway, and Anthony Black's still very young. Gary Harris goes 0-3. Look, you're going to lose that game. It sucks, but whatever. Hey, Brooklyn beat Memphis 119-106. What the fuck, Jim? Yes, that's what I said. Desmond Bain left and got hurt. And so did Marcus Smart. So that makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? And Ja Morant, brutal game. The thing is, they got a Zaire Williams revenge game. Did the Nets? He had 17 or 18 or whatever it was. It was awesome. Cam Thomas had look, and I keep hitting on Cam Thomas. Oh, do you, Jim? Do you like him? No. The idea of him winning the scoring title, he had 19 points again today, 4 of 12 shooting. This is the thing. The inefficient games will just bite him in the ass every so often. And yeah, Zaire Williams had 17. But the thing was, Daddy Schroeder, I am German Rondo at 33. And Benny Simmons came back from his load management, played half decent, still had a fuck ton of fouls. And again, more fouls than made field goals. But either way, we'll hit on him in the Australian Player Watch. Ja had 14, 8, and 11. He shot 5 of 16. I'm going to talk about that again in a second, but 30 and 4 for Triple J. Bain, 10 and 60, 17 minutes before he left hurt. This was a tough one for Memphis. They're now 2 and 3. Brooklyn, amazingly enough, have won 2 games already. They're 2 and 3. Got to start tanking harder, Brooklyn. You can't win these games. On a back-to-back in Memphis, what the fuck are you doing? Sort yourselves out. Hey, San Antonio OKC played a fun game. One was a 93-105 OKC win, which means San Antonio covered that 12.5-point spread. You little beauty. Wemby versus Chet, though, wasn't quite the jackpot that we thought we'd get. This was, in fact, an ass-kicking. It was, in fact, Wemby's worst game as an NBA player, at least. So he had, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists in 27 minutes. He went 1 of 5, 0 of 3 from 3, had 4 turnovers. Yeesh. Chet had 19, 5, and 2 blocks, 2 steals. I think he pretty much won that one. 14, 5, and 9 for Chris Paul, but they were never really in this after OKC went, right, we're fucking done fucking around with our food. And OKC just ran away with it. It came from everywhere. Dort had 20. Psst, we need more Dort number plates. SGA 18 and 5, shot 7 and 20. Doesn't matter because J-Dub was really good. They had just buckets from everywhere. And that's what OKC are just going to keep doing. They're just so well balanced that you're like, So if we have a game where Cason Wallace is fine, Dort is going to hit 6 threes and we're going to win the game no matter what. And you're like, okay, that's what contenders do. They got 12 from actually Alex Dukas got out there as well and he did the bark at the end of the game, which is kind of fun. But AJ Mitchell had 12 points. You're like, who the fuck is AJ Mitchell? And OKC's he's this dude that we have who's going to win the game. And you're like, fuck off. It's absurd. And yeah, J-Dub, the 12, 7, 8, and 4. It's come on, man. That's unfair. OKC, unbeaten, 4-0. San Antonio, 1-3. New Orleans got an ass kicking in Golden State as well. I switched the pick from yesterday as well. I listened to, I think I took them in yesterday's show. I can't remember. But because Herb Jones and CJ McCollum are out, I'm like, fuck that. I'm going the Warriors. So 104-89, they kill them. Warriors ran over the top of them as well because the Pelicans made a big run. This was a game of runs. And then they ran into a brick wall. And the Warriors went, that was cute. Now fuck off. Zion shot 5 of 20. Spindles went 5 of 11. Dudes, there's no one else on your team. What are you doing? Hit some fucking shots. It was like Jordan Justin Hawkins. There we go. We went into the darkness spiel yesterday, remember? That was a good show moment. Jim, did you just tell the story about how you spewed at a gig? Yes. That's just good podcasting. It was awesome. And then Aussie came on show. I played a great show that night. But this Warriors team, the way they handled their business against the Pels, like Jordan Justin Hawkins, 9 of 21, 4 of 14 from 3. He had 23 points and was their best player. Like, that's just... They've got so many injuries, the Pelicans, already. But that's still a bit fucked. Come on, Zion. Like, this is why we had the Outback Takehouse yesterday of like, or was it an unpopular opinion? I can't remember. What are you winning with Zion as your best dude? Like, just asking. I'm asking questions here, man. The Warriors, 21 for Buddy Hield off the bench. You had 15-9 for Trace Jackson Davies as well. 13, 9, and 8 for Pods. How good is Podziemski? That was awesome. And 16 for Cumdog Millionaire. That was great. Pels, 2-3. Golden State, 4-1. And I'm going to talk about it again in a second because, like, what? What the fuck is that team? They got 14, 4, and 6 from Draymond, which is really, really handy. Lindy Waters, he's, ripped it off last game and then pops up again and was shit today. 1 of 5, classic. And they kicked everybody's ass. It was from everywhere. Slow-mo Cole Anderson with 10. Anyway, Warriors, just Warriors-ing up. That's just what they do. And then finally, the biggest line upset. Oh, no. Hang a second. I think there was a bigger, Brooklyn covering like a 12.5 point line in their favor and kicking the shit out of Memphis is the biggest one. But Portland upsetting the Clippers into a dome. Are you into it? Yes. 106-105. There was a stat at the end of this one. The Clippers, missed? They went 4 of 9 at the free throw line. You lost by a point. What are you doing, Clippers? This game was amazing. For the simple fact, in the office, we had, one of the dudes updating us as this game was going on. It's like, it's Blazers Clippers. Like, the Blazers are shit. He's a Blazers fan, and they fucking won. It was awesome. So 106-105. How'd they do it, Jim? Well, Anthony Penny-Simons had 25. They got the 15 from Dominate and 15 and 12. 14 from Scoot. But it was like Rayan Rupert was 7. It's just like these little bits and bobs. Tumani Kamara had 12. I love Tumani Kamara. He's great. Just makes me think of Camaros. Fucking ring-a-ding-ding. Let's go. Brum cars. Jeremiah Grant was shithouse, and they fucking still won. Because Derek Jones Jr. goes 4 of 11. James Harden, Fat Man Who, Belly Clan, star of, what do we call it? I can't remember what we called the awesome new TV show that we came up with James Harden for yesterday. Strips and Wings, that's what it was. I then got sent Beard and Birds as an idealized version of that one. I'm like, Beard and Birds, thank you, Weaves. That's a good one. That's a really good name. You heard it here first, I'm copywriting it. Beard and Birds. Fuck it, I might just do that TV show myself. I've got the beard. Let's fucking go get some wings and see some strippers. Okay, outside of this, Portland winning this game was absurd. 30 points for Norm Powell. He hit 5 threes. Harden hit 5 threes, but couldn't hit anything else. He had the 19, 5, and 10. And it's like, this is it. The Clippers are this team. They're going to lose shit games. They're going to completely fucking self-combust. Portland had absolutely no right winning this game, but they did. They held their nerve and they hit some free throws, whereas the Clippers, as mentioned, missed 5 in the fourth quarter, which completely fucked them. So sucked in. Portland are now 2-3. The Clippers are 2-2. Sucked in. Let's do an NBA Straya pre-performance of the night.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Karl Anthony Towns. That was, look, as I said, when he's engaged, Karl Anthony Towns, it's fucking terrifying. That dude is a boost. But to rip off, 44, 13, 2 assists. He shot 17 and 24. It was, and you can sort of see it like click as well. He's like, fuck, that was a pretty good one. And one. I might hit this 3 on this pick and pop with Brunson. Check this out. And he's like, we're up and about now. And he kicked Bam's ass. It was pretty cool. The question is whether or not he can do this all the time, especially when it actually matters. You know what I'm saying? This was awesome, though, because you got this storied Knicks-Heat rivalry, the Pat Riley game on the Pat Riley court there in Miami. It was awesome. And Karl Anthony Towns was fucking fantastic. So good on him. But also, just a little bit of a nod to the Tobias Harris revenge game, because that is a hell of a performance, 18 and 14 against your old team while you're getting booed in Philly. That is just such a fuck you to those Philly fans, and I am here for it. And Josh Giddey, as I mentioned, like he was awesome in the clutch. He was fantastic in this entire game. 6 of 11 from the floor, 20, 11, and 5 with a steal, 4 of 4 from downtown. Giddy up. Who was Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. We had a couple of Spuds today. We had Jake LaRavia. He was not very good for the Memphis Grizzlies. To the tune of, I believe, 1 of 10 shooting. It's not great, is it, Jim? Yeah, it's not. We had 0 of 5 for Alex Caruso, putting on a Caruso show. Not great. OKC is just like, we don't fucking care, man. Even though Josh Giddey was really good, it doesn't mean the Caruso being bad means that they won the trade. Everybody pump your brakes. I'm just saying that because maybe they did. 0 of 5 for Stephon Castle. We don't really rag on rookies on that one. 0 of 5 for Yves Missy, same sort of vibe. So the 1 of 10 for LaRavia was the worst, but he had 2 of 11 for Miles Bridges. And you're like, dude, and 2 of 10 for Caleb Martin. It was pretty tough. But my favorite spot of the night, I was watching Bulls Magic, and it's like, has anybody hit a shot in this fourth quarter? And it kind of went on for like another minute or two, and they're like, so both the Bulls and the Magic are 0 of 9 and 0 of 8 from the field in this quarter. I'm like, I fucking yes. I told you. I said to myself randomly. And then they kept missing. And I'm like, how long is this going to go? It took until like 6 minutes into it till one team hit a fucking shot. It was absurd. They went 0 of 20 combined to start the fourth quarter. That's fucked. Both teams taking 20 shots and missing all of them. It was awesome. So there you go. Magic and Bulls, you are the Spuds of the night to go with Jake LaRavia. How about old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mate.
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? Tobias Harris in Philly. Just the gift that keeps on giving. 18 of 14 against your old team that paid you so much money, and you just kind of went, yeah, I'll be fine, I guess. Tobias Harris over me. Like, Jimmy Butler leaves Philly, and it's still one of the great sliding doors moments, I think, over the last decade in the NBA. Because if you have Jimmy Butler instead of Tobias Harris, and I'm like, I know there's like fucking all these weird sort of machinations, but basically, the max that you give to Tobias Harris, just go, fuck that noise. We don't care about losing Tobias. We've got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler there in Philly, does he kick Ben Simmons' ass into shape? And it's like, Ben, stop being a fucking just sook and sort your shit out. Does he harden him up? Embiid, would he be playing back-to-backs? Like, do you think Jimmy Butler's like, no, that's fine, Joel. Just take some time off, man. You just be you. I don't know. I've watched that fucking starting 5. Jimmy Butler's like a psycho. Like, I don't know. Philly, if they kept Jimmy Butler in place of Tobias Harris, would have an NBA title. Just saying. Bit of an Outback Takehouse there, but Tobias Harris, well done today. Like, him getting booed, people go, oh, geez, I don't like it when people get booed. Fuck that. That was Philly throw fucking batteries at Santa. Like, booing Tobias Harris like the least of their shit they've ever done, right? Like, they're out there eating horse shit, just climbing up poles, doing all the fucking weirdest shit you could ever imagine. They're Philly fans. they were always going to boo Tobias Harris. Like, he never did anything to you, and that's the point. Like, it's funny. Anyway, well done. Everybody involved. Pantsing of the night. Oh, it's the wrong button. Tyrese Halliburton inbounding the ball off Derek White's ass to win the game. That's right, because we were sitting in here, it's like, what the fuck just happened? Why aren't they foul? Oh my God, he's got the ball. The game's over. Whoa. Because, like, you foul, like, whatever. Maybe they miss a couple of free throws. You hit a three. There's still a couple of seconds left. Nope. Halliburton inbounds it off Derek White when he's not looking. Boom. Takes it off, pisses off, and boom. Game over. Amazing work and an absolute pantsing. I love that sort of shit because that's just like awesome, like playground, like fucking inbounded off your ass, sucked in, dickhead. I've got the ball, then you take off, you're like And when it happens to the NBA, I fucking love it. I live for that shit. So well done, Tyrese Halliburton. That is a pantsing on Derek White. And finally, better than Bronny James.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. So what we're going to try to do is cut in like LeBron talking about Bronny at some point into that drop. Better than Bronny James is going to be pretty fun. He had 2 points though today, Bronny. He scored his first NBA bucket. He's a real boy. Like, that's awesome. Still shit. 1 or 2 from the floor. 0 of 1 from 3. 2 assists and a steal. You know who was better than Bronny James today? Fucking heaps of people. But my favorite was Bilal Coulibaly. I have so much fucking time for Bilal Coulibaly that it's ridiculous. He shredded. And you know that Bilal Coulibaly is like looking at Zachary Rissache going, oh, if you're going to have a good game, fuck you, I'm going to be even better. He was unreal. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. 11 of 14 from the floor, 3 of 5 from 3. That's awesome. Holy shit. Like, that's not better than Bronny. Well, it's better than Bronny James. It's better than fucking LeBron James, basically. It was statistically today. So that's awesome. Well done, Bilal. You're better than Bronny James. And Ben Simmons and Lonzo Ball. We're going to keep cycling. We're going to work on this. Don't worry about it. All right, let's do some yeah nahs right after. Let's say this one.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Giddey.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
Oh, yeah, let's get into it. Let's do it. Oh, snap. So, before we get into some yeah nahs, I did had some great messages today. I think Jamie R, I multied your line bets. I'm 8 out of 11 so far. Yeah, I told you, I fucking nailed it today. That's awesome. And then, I think we had one from Matty O. India pantsing of the ages. It was, but then they pulled it out in overtime. So it was kind of like a bit of a yeah, nah. It was going to be a pantsing for the ages because Boston, and I had it all like ready in my brain. I'm like, that's going to be awesome. Boston, they just keep getting away. We've got to stop. We've got to find who did this, that kind of vibe. And Boston just fucking somehow lost it. It was crazy to sort of watch that one. And I thought I got a yeah, nah through on the old IGs. I'm just going to check. Nope. There you go. All right. Let's do some yeah, nahs then. Wraps, are they cooked without Scotty Barnes? Yeah, nah. Doesn't matter? Nah. Because this is the exact fucking team that needs to go, yeah. Cooper Flag. Check this out. What's the other guy? Ace? Yeah. Lose face for Ace, I guess. The Raptors, they can sort of tread water and keep, like, losing shit tons of games. The problem that they've had in the past is that they sort of, like, start tanking almost a little bit too late. So Washington kind of did that as well. Utah did that last year. But Toronto are already 1-4. They're already playing Jonathan Mogbo as a starting player. They're already starting Davion Mitchell. Like Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, that's fine. But that team is also just not very good. So Okchag Bargie's playing 29 minutes. That's good. Feed the kids some minutes. Emmanuel Quickly wasn't in there today with a right pelvic contusion. Yikes. Hope it was worth it, IQ. Anyway, but yeah, they should just be queuing the rack. Let's win fucking 13 games this year and give ourselves the best chance at the top 4 pick. Very simple. Same goes for the Nets. Are they better than expected? Yeah, nah, no, they aren't better than expected. They will, however, have Dennis Schroeder games like this throughout the season where he's just like, I'm Dennis Schroeder. Get out of the fucking road, fucking. And he's just going to shred. And Ben Simmons will try his hardest to fuck it all up. Cam Thomas will knock in a million points. Schroeder will be traded by the trade deadline. Cam Johnson might be as well. You've just got all these dudes where you're like, there's something there, but your team's not very good. So we need to go full tank. The thing was, are the Nets better than expected? No, the Grizzlies are just much worse than we thought they might be. And when you lose Marcus Smart and Desmond Bane, you're going to get your ass kicked by basically everybody. And that's exactly what happened. So here we are getting an ass kicking by the Nets. The Nets, the ass is going to fall out of them. Don't worry about it. And finally, was the Giddey move necessary, good, worth it, bang on? Kind of, and yes. For everybody involved, OKC are kind of better off, as I've said. Hierarchy. It's now set. SGA is the dude. And even on a day like today when he's not shooting very well, it all just still fucking makes sense. And then the flip side, Chicago look like fun, which is not a sentence we've been able to use about Chicago basically since the D-Rose days. So that's fucking good for everybody. So it was necessary in that simple fact of Gids, look, OKC developmentally was always going to be great for him. But as soon as SGA sort of starts taking that leap and they suddenly actually become a fucking contender, he's still fucking young as hell. So he's on Chicago. I love it for everybody. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
The Warriors are 4-1 and I still just don't rate them. They're 4-1. 2 of those games have come without, 3 of them have basically been without Steph as well. They can't keep getting away with this, right? Draymond's going to punch on with some fucking Eastern European dude and it's all going to fall apart. And Steve Kerr's going, I'm getting too old for this shit. What do I care? Steph is going to go, fuck it, trade me to Charlotte. It's going to go fucking pear-shaped at some point, right? Right? Maybe not. It's crazy that Pods, Cum Dog, and fucking Moses Moody are just decent. They need Cum Dog to take a jump. They need Moody to do something. Wiggins is not playing anyway, and you're they keep winning. But still, I just feel like the ass is going to fall out of it at some point. And finally, a little bit of Outback Takehouse, which we've kind of already done. It's Thursday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh, yeah. What do we do on Thursdays? 2 for 1 blooming onions. That's right. No one in Australia knows what the fuck these things are, but what is it? Some sort of deep-fried onion to make look like a flower? You're taking the piss, you fucking lunatic Yanks. No wonder you all needed that Ozempic. Anyway, it's only at Outback. 2 for 1 blooming onions. And today's Fame Grilled Take is Josh Giddey could be the point guard for a title team. In Chicago. Only at Outback. I mean, it's not going to be this year. Just saying. Won't be next year. It could be in 5 years. Just saying. But I think the coolest thing is watching Giddey develop and just be better and better and better. Adding the scoring a little bit, hitting the threes. You just want to see that trajectory. Because that's the biggest, I think everybody's biggest disappointment with Ben Simmons might be that it's just flat. That dude never got better. Year 2, that was him as a player and he kind of stayed that way. Oh, I'm going to not play for the Boomers. I'm going to work on my game. Are you going to fucking ever do that, dickhead? Come on. And everybody's basically just looking at that going, yes, he became a better defender. Did he become a better playmaker after year 2? Maybe not. Definitely didn't become a fucking better shooter. Is he more aggressive going to the rim? The exact opposite. He's afraid to now. So watching Giddey develop is every Australian's kind of just oh, thank fuck. Can we just upward trajectory? That's all we ask, please. And that's why watching Dyson is fucking awesome because you're seeing him improve. It's why when Dante gets out there as well for the Mavs last year, you're yes, we all knew he had it in him. He just needs the chance and the ability to stay a little bit fucking healthy and we're laughing. And so, yeah, love that for Gids. Love that for us. All right, let's get into it. Speaking of which, the Australian Player Watch. That's right, Box Hill Ben Simmons out there today in a 119-106 win over Memphis. He wasn't bad. 4 of 5 from the floor, not bad. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 turnovers as well as 5 fouls. If we are keeping track at home, he is still total fouls, 15. Total made buckets, 9. Still, at least he played. Josh Giddey, as mentioned, that 102-99 win over Orlando. He had 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. He shot 6 of 11 from the floor and 4 of 4 from downtown, including 4 of 6 at the free throw line. He went 1 and 2 a couple of times down the stretch. That's fine by me. Just get that one. That's what matters. Josh Green for the Charlotte Hornets in that win over Toronto. Played 22 minutes, coming back from his Achilles soreness, which is good. 9 points, 3 of 4 from 3. This is what I want to see from Greeny. Just knock down 3-point shots. 3 of 6 overall from the floor. So he took 2 other shots, missed them both, obviously. 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Greeny, let's bloody go. Old mate Tins, Johnny Furphy, in the win over Boston. Did not get out there for the Pacers, but he was there on the bench. And Dyson Daniels is still out with his right hip flexor injury, which is a bit of a bummer, but here we are. And Luke Travers, there's a very good article on him at nbl.com.au. Go check that out, but didn't play it again today. And doo-wop, bop-bop, doo-wop, shibba-dop-bop, doo-wop, the Great Barrier Reef. Copter did not play coach's decision against the Clippers as well. But that's the thing. So doo-wop, we keep on hitting on this with the, when it comes to the old Australian Player Watch for doo-wop, because the Blazers run, like, DeAndre Ayton and Donovan Clingan already. Doo-wop is the guy just like third man up. And they've already got Time Lord Robert Williams just still rehabbing his injury. So it's just there's so many centers on that Portland team that it's really hard for Doo-wop to get out there. And obviously Aussie Matisse Tybal still dealing with his knee injury. I'll tell you what though, my favorite Aussie moment from today, apart from maybe Giddey down the stretch, was Alex Dukas getting out there for a minute against San Antonio. But then at the end of the game, in the post-game huddle, where the Oklahoma City Thunder all do their huddle together, the post-game interview together. And it's like the reporter's like, "Hey, Chet, you versus Wemby, was that pretty crazy?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was a team win. We all did very well. It's never about 1 versus 1. I'm like, he's a smart man, that Chet. And they're all like sort of having a bit of a blah, blah, blah. It's like, look at Dort. He was good. And it's like, all right, thanks for chatting, boys. And then they're all about to go. They go, no, wait. And Alex Dukas comes over the back and goes, whoa, 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 whoa. And it's like, that was awesome. I loved every second. They fell off my chair. That's Alex Dukas. Hey! So that was a highlight of the day. All right, what about an Andrew Gay's Grey MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence?
Andrew Gay's Grey MAMBA.
Dun, 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 dun. Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. LeBron James and Bronny James today became the highest scoring father-son duo in NBA history. Yeah. So, really, Jim? Yes, that's right. Well, I'll tell you what. The Bryants are 2. 38,895 points. The Currys, Steph and Dell, they're 3rd, 36,338. But LeBron James and Bronny James now have 40,582 combined points, with Bronny contributing 2 of those 40,582. So there you go. But it's true. It's true. They are the highest scoring father-son duo in NBA history. Prove me wrong, folks. Prove me wrong. All right, Patty Mills Gameday Baller Gameday Twitter check-in. Geez, Jim, this where you get your phone out again? Yes. I'll tell you what. What has Paddy been up to? Let's find out. Oh, there's Chris Anstey talking about his pub. That's awesome. And he's talking about the Hotel Trentham Villas as well. They look awesome, by the way. If you're ever like in Victoria and just need to go hang out in the country, go hit up the Hotel Trentham, the pub, and they've also got villas. You can just stay there. It looks awesome. So pretty stoked on that. All right, what else we got? Was there a Penny Mills update? I thought there was. Geez, Jim, you're always really, really, really like prepared. Yeah, shush. I get it. Josh Green, there we go. Oh, he's wearing a black quarter zip. I hate quarter zip jumpers. I don't know how you all feel. Like they're the most American of jumpers. It's like, I'm wearing my 3/4 zip. It's like, all right, nerd. Anyway, Josh Green's in a quarter zip. Nice headphones. What are they? And then he's got his pants on. They're khakis. Let's go, kid. Josh Green, he's back out there. They got the win. Yeah, it's a good update. Prove him wrong. Looking good, Josh Green. I'm just happy he's back out there and playing, to be honest, which is fantastic. So, nice one. All right, let's do the game previews for tomorrow. Game previews. Thanks, inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. Geez, did you go okay on today's picks? You haven't mentioned it. Yeah, 8 of 11 is pretty good against the line. So who was it? Jamie R. that I helped out today? It was good. So we nailed Washington, Cleveland, Detroit, Knicks, Chicago, San Antonio, Golden State, and Portland. So 8 of the 11 today. Pretty good. Just saying, pretty good. It'd be better if I hadn't have just gone, nah, this other same game is going to go nuts. Anywho, we've got 4 games tomorrow. I mentioned they're pretty interesting ones as well. We have Milwaukee. It's Algonquin for the good land. It'll probably be the good land because they are playing Memphis tomorrow. Memphis on a back-to-back. Memphis already with Marcus Smart and Desmond Bain injured. Milwaukee's 5.5-point favorites. Now, Doc Rivers is already out there going, we're just about there. Yeah. It's like, are you, Doc? Are ya? You look old and slow and bad. And Giannis is like, oh, this is, how long's my extension? And they're like, bro, like 5 more years. He's like, yeah, can I get traded, please, to somewhere good? Because this is not what I signed up for. But they will beat Memphis tomorrow. I love, Memphis. I'm all on board Memphis this year. But the injuries, it's just too much. And even bringing back Ja on a back-to-back tomorrow. Ja versus Dame is awesome. That's fun as. But Milwaukee should be too good. It's only a 5.5-point line. Look, that's a big line on the road for a Bucks team that just has not looked very good either, but this is a banged-up Memphis team, so we're going the Bucks minus 5.5. Houston visit Dallas. This one of the great uniform matchups as well. All Texas rivalry. Let's go. Dallas are 5.5-point favorites at home. Sorry, 6.5-point favorites. I'm going to go Houston. I feel like this is one of the exact games where you go, we've got too many dudes, which is good in some cases because you can just keep throwing dudes out there at Dallas and going, can one of you slow down Kyrie once? And they're like, I'll try. And here we go. And then maybe Jalen Green's still on his heater. He makes Kyrie work a little bit. They've got a lot of big, rangy wing dudes that you can throw at Luka. I think they can keep this close. You got Şengün in the middle to make Lively and Gafford work. You've got Jabari with his length around the rim as well. I think this could be a cracking game. So I'll take Houston plus 6.5 in a really close one. Dallas could win it by 4, which feels very classically Dallas. But Dallas, this will be their 3rd game in 4 days, I want to say. I might check that because if that's right, that's pretty brutal. Because I feel like they played a back-to-back, didn't they? Let's find out and look at their schedule. Yeah, they played Tuesday and Wednesday. Now they're playing Friday, which... Again, no math magician, but that's 3 and 4 days, isn't it, Producer Joe? Yeah, checks out. Give me Houston. San Antonio on a back-to-back. Go to Utah. The Utah Jazz are 1.5-point favorites at home. But geez, Jim, they're bad. Yes, if Lowry's not playing, I'm taking San Antonio. If he is, I'm taking Utah. Because I don't believe there's an update on Lowry Markkanen. We'll just check that real quick as well. Markkanen. Because he's out. There you go. We're going San Antonio. I find it Utah should be better. I don't trust it if they're going and doing weird, wacky stuff like, hey, let's switch Jordan Jeremy Clarkson and Colin Sexton in game 4 of the season. I want no bar of that. San Antonio bounce back game, plus 1.5. And then finally, absolute cracking game, Clippers hosting the Suns. They just played the other day. Let's go. I'm going to go the Suns again here, minus 4.5. Look, it's Devin Booker, Kevin Durant versus Fat Man Hoop, LA Clan, and the star of, what do we call it? Beard and Birds? Yeah, there you go. That is such a good title. I love that. Yeah, I don't think the Clippers have got much in them after today's loss to the Blazers. You'd usually expect a bit of a bounce back, but it's James Harden. He has very different types of bounce backs, I think, from basketball ones. So we'll go Phoenix -4.5. And there you go. That wasn't bad, I reckon, Gerald. Look at this. I think we've sort of crushed it. That's the end of the show. Oh, Lord. A big 11-day slate. They're always a bit tough. And I think that's the sort of exact way we're going to approach these for this season. We'll hit on the stuff that we need to know, go through all the games. We did that. We've sort of hit on the things that might be a little bit quicker than usual, but we've still clocked it around an hour, I reckon, so it's not bad. Either way, we'll be back on deck tomorrow for a nice Friday show, which will be good to wrap up those 4 games, set you up for the weekend ahead as well. In the meantime, check out NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. You can see the power rankings from week 1, which are very good and very fun. A couple of ones that I already instantly regret, which is just classic. Good times, great memories. Stuff that one up. Get her at NFL Straya as well. Gaz and I doing a whole bunch of stuff. There will also be some NFL Straya shorts popping up as well here and there, so check them out across all of the social channels as well as all of our other shows, the AFLW Today show, the Cricket Today podcast, which is back in POG form, but also podcast form. The Football Today podcast, which is going great guns if you love your football, which is soccer, I believe. Hold all tickets. It's a pretty important time, I guess, for the GGs. So if you're not listening to Hold All Tickets, you're an idiot if you like your GGs. Just saying. So chuck a rating review for all of those on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, your YouTube. Jump in the comments, like, subscribe, star, or I'll smash up. I don't want to, but I will. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, They Rule. So do House Hats, Joshua Delarentis, Fascinator, Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, iOS, Sex Shadow, Green, and Dozers. They're the bands behind all the tunes you hear throughout this show. So go support them the way they support us. NBA Straya supports Australian bands, so should you. Spotify, Apple Music, listen to Australian bands. That's what it's all about. And that's it. Good, fun stuff. I think we're off to a flyer this year, Gerald. What do you reckon? Yeah, he's nodding. You don't know that he's not. I'm just saying he's nodding. That's good. All right, we will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And let us in. Giddy up.